Social media is making you miserable. It's not designed to make you happy. It's not designed to connect you with people, and it's not designed to entertain you in a healthy way. It's designed to make you feel like garbage, so you just keep scrolling and scrolling while generating ad revenue. And your mental health just slowly crumbles like a cookie in a blender. They have mental asylums, by the way. And the screwed up part is that they're really good at it. Like scary good. We're talking teams who studied how to hijack your brain and turn it into a dopamine-addicted scroll zombie. And we're gonna break down exactly how social media platforms are deliberately engineered to make you miserable, why they profit from your suffering, and why you just can't stop using them even though you know that they're destroying your mental health. The algorithm wants to get you angry. It doesn't care about showing you good content, it cares about engagement. And you know what gets the most engagement? Rage, anger, outrage, and controversy. That makes your blood pressure spike and your fingers fly to the comment section to tell somebody they're absolutely walnut about what they're doing or what they're saying. Specifically my comment section for some reason, where people just show up to argue about literally anything. And honestly, I like it. Go ahead, argue in the comments. Social media companies discovered years ago that negative emotions just drive way more engagement than positive ones. A cute puppy video might get you to double tap and move on, but a video of somebody saying that something that you disagree with, you're just gonna stick around, watch multiple times, you're gonna read all the comments, you're gonna see who's arguing with who, and strangers that are just arguing for no reason at all, and you're gonna quote tweet it or whatever, and you're gonna spend the next hour thinking about it while you're supposed to be working or being productive. And that's engagement. That's what advertisers want to pay for. So the algorithm learned to feed you more and more content that just pisses you off. And it does it with the efficiency of a conveyor belt in hell. It doesn't matter if it's accurate, it doesn't matter if it's fair, and it doesn't matter if it ruins your entire day. What matters is you stayed on the app for an extra 15 minutes, hate scrolling through garbage that makes you angry, consuming content that just has the nutritional value of a cardboard-soaked disappointment. It's also personalized. It learns what specific type of content makes you especially upset. Maybe it's political stuff, maybe it's relationship drama, maybe it's just people flexing their wealth. Maybe they just won the lottery of being rich. Maybe it's discourse about some random topic that shouldn't matter, but somehow it does. Whatever makes your brain go, the algorithm just finds more of it and shoves it in your face, just like a brick flying through a window. It's like having a personal psychological torturer who just studied your insecurities for years and just knows exactly which buttons to push. You ever notice how you can open TikTok or Twitter in a good mood and within 10 minutes you're genuinely upset about just something you didn't even know existed? That's not an accident. That's a system working exactly how it's intended. Because angry users are engaged users, and engaged users see more ads, and more ads mean more money. Your mental health is just collateral damage in the quest of profit, tossed aside like expired milk. I'm personally losing my patience on this. But it's not just about making you angry. Social media has also perfected the art of making you feel inadequate and just thoroughly unremarkable. Like you're a background character in somebody else's movie and you just realized it. Because while the algorithm is feeding you rage content, it's also showing you the highlight reels of everybody else's life. You're seeing people with better bodies, better relationships, better jobs, better apartments, better lives. And it makes you just feel like a complete loser compared to everybody else. You're watching influencers who look like they were photoshopped in existence. They wake up in their mansions, work out with their personal trainers, and eat expensive healthy food that was prepared by private chefs. And then they just hop on their private jet to some tropical paradise for a much needed break. Meanwhile, you're sitting in that apartment that costs way too much money, eating leftovers for 3 days that taste like regret and poor decisions. And then dealing with the twats on top of you that are stomping the floor like an autistic gorilla. And then you wonder why your life is nothing like that. And here's the thing, you know it's not real. You know it's curated. You know they're only showing you the best parts. You know half of it's sponsored content and the other half is just lies stacked on top of more lies. I've actually made a video about out-of-touch influencers, and I'll leave the link in the description if you want to check it out. And your brain doesn't care, your brain just sees it and goes, why don't we just have that? What am I doing wrong? It's called social comparison. And it's one of the fastest ways to make yourself miserable, and to feel like you're failing at a game everyone else seems to be winning at. Studies have shown that the more time people spend on social media looking at others' highlight reels, the worse they feel about themselves. But it doesn't matter if you're doing fine, it doesn't matter if you're actually happy. Once you start comparing your behind the scenes to everybody else's highlight reel, you're gonna just feel like you're drowning while everybody around you is just learning how to fly. And social media platforms love this. They love that you feel inadequate and covered in this heavy blanket of not good enough. Because you know what inadequate people do? They keep scrolling looking for validation. They keep posting hoping for likes. They keep coming back to see if maybe this is the time that they'll be good enough. These platforms are just a slot machine for your self-esteem. And the house always wins while you're just sitting there just sad like a burrito slowly unraveling. The apps are literally designed to make you feel bad about yourself, so you just keep using them to feel better, which ends up making you feel worse, so you use them even more. It's a perfect loop of misery and profit. It's broken in a way that makes them money, so they'll never fix it. Infinite scroll and the death of free time. Now let's talk about why you can't stop scrolling, even when you know you should. This might be one of the most evil innovations in the history of the user interface. It's created by someone who clearly woke up one day and said, you know what? Humanity's ability to literally do anything productive. Like some tech bro was sitting in a beanbag chair in Silicon Valley, absolutely zooted on kombucha or whatever you want to call it, and thought, hey, what if we just never let people leave? Before Infinite Scroll, websites had pages. You'd reach the bottom, and that was it. A natural stopping point. Time to close the app and maybe go experience the sun or walk to another human being, or literally anything else. But then some absolute lunatic invented the Infinite Scroll, and everything went to hell in a handbasket that is somehow also on fire and rolling downhill at terminal velocity. Now there's no bottom, no end, just more content forever. Automatically loading as you scroll like some kind of content summoning ritual. You can't reach a stopping point because there is no stopping point. It's designed to remove all friction between you and the next piece of content. Working smoother than a buttered seal doing a worm across a hockey rink. You don't have to click anything, you don't have to move anything, you don't have to make a decision, you just keep your thumb moving and the app keeps feeding you content until you either die or the phone battery dies. And your brain loves this in the worst way possible, like a toddler that loves eating dirt. Every time you scroll and see something new, you just get a tiny hit of dopamine. Not a big one, just one that's enough to keep you going. Like you're a lab rat just pressing a button that occasionally dispenses a treat, except that treat is just more anxiety wrapped in a meme format. It's the same psychological mechanism that makes slot machines so addictive and just has bankrupted countless grandmas in Las Vegas. Basically, you're getting variable rewards. You never know if the next scroll is going to show you something interesting or something boring, so you just keep scrolling. Your brain makes you keep checking like some kind of demented lottery where everybody loses. Just one more scroll and maybe the next one will be good. Just one more. And before you know it, you've been on there for 45 minutes and can't remember a single thing you saw. Your brain has the consistency of wet bread at this point. Just running on pure vibes and regret. You ever do that thing where you close Instagram and realize you have shit to do? And then you immediately open it again without thinking about it. It's like your fingers have their own consciousness and they've gone rogue. That's not you being weak-willed. That's your brain being hijacked by a system designed to exploit just how human psychology works. You're basically a puppet, and the algorithm is pulling strings that you didn't even know existed. These apps have literally rewired how your brain processes free time. You just can't sit still anymore. You can't just be bored for 30 seconds without your brain screaming content, hey, we need content, like some kind of digital cocaine addict. You can't wait in line or sit on the shitter or eat a meal without pulling out your phone and scrolling through an endless feed of content. And 90% of that content is just some garbage that you don't even care about. You're just absorbing information with the nutritional value of shredded newspaper. And the companies know this. They study this. They have entire teams of people with PhDs in psychology dedicated to just making sure that you can't put down the app. Your attention is the product, and they've gotten really good at stealing it. Like genuinely good at it. The FOMO factory. There's more psychological manipulation. Order now and you'll get crippling anxiety with it. Because social media isn't satisfied with just making you feel angry and inadequate and just addicted scrolling. They also need to make sure that you're terrified of missing out on things that don't matter. This is like a nightmare difficulty level of mild inconveniences. Constant, unending, and somehow always just getting worse. Like some kind of escalating horror movie where the monster is your own inability to disconnect. So what is FOMO? It is the fear of missing out. It's one of the most powerful tools in social media's arsenal. And it's weaponized against you like a psychological warfare. Stories that disappear after 24 hours and Snapchat and Instagram, and so on. Live videos that you can only watch in real time because apparently recorded video technology is too advanced for a multi-billion-dollar company. And trending topics that might be over by tomorrow because the internet's attention span is shorter than a goldfish on speed. It all creates this artificial sense of urgency that you need to be on top of this app right now, or you're just gonna miss out on something important. And spoiler alert, it's nothing important. But you know what is important? You liking and commenting on this video and subscribing, if you want to. And then there's the notifications. The notifications. The bane of my existence. The digital equivalent of somebody tapping you on the shoulder every 5 minutes. Hey, somebody liked your post. Somebody commented on your photo. You have a new follower. A stranger you've never met before have posted some on this app and you need to check it out right now. Some of them are deliberately vague and just so frequent. They know your curiosity will make you click. It's a perfectly crafted moment of manipulation every single time. Engineered by people who understand your brain better than you do, which is honestly terrifying. You can't just see 3 notifications and ignore it. Your brain needs to know what they are, like it's some sort of scratch-off ticket. So you open up the app and there you go, you're scrolling again for 45 minutes. These notifications weren't really there to inform you. They're there to create anxiety that can only be resolved by using the app for a while. So why can't we quit? So if social media makes us angry, inadequate, addicted, and anxious, basically turning us into emotional wrecks with the stability of a Jenga tower through an earthquake, why don't we just delete the apps?
I decided to delete my Instagram because I just felt like I was so addicted to this kind of false version of my life that it was just taking over. I would be on set working, I'd come and sit in my chair and just scroll.
Because they've thought of that too, and their solution to that problem works better than anything else that they've designed. It's genuinely the most impressive thing in a dystopian way. Social media companies have made themselves feel essential to modern life, like oxygen, water, and Wi-Fi, making you think, hey, all my friends are on there and that's how I stay connected. I need this for networking and updates and so on. They've woven themselves so deeply into the fabric of our society. The first thing you think about when communicating with somebody is just going to be social media, and you're going to be back on there scrolling again. So even though you know that they're bad for you, and you know you can feel them making you miserable with each passing day, you'll just keep scrolling. Because the alternative is being disconnected, being unreachable, and being left out. And psychologically, that feels pretty bad for you. You're basically choosing between 2 types of suffering. Then you pick out the one that comes with memes and occasional cat videos. And then the funny videos that just make you exhale slightly harder through your nose. And here's the part that should make you genuinely angry. Like red in the face, wanna throw some out the window type angry. These people know exactly what they're doing. The people who design these apps and platforms. This is intentional. There are literally former employees who just won't let their kids use the platforms they helped create. And why is that? Because they know it's too dangerous for children. But yet they still release them to billions of people. And that includes children. And these are the types of ethics you'd expect from a cartoon villain twirling his mustache. Not a tech company, because at the end of the day, it's not about making a good product that improves people's lives. And it's not about connecting people in a meaningful way. It's about extracting as much attention as possible from you and your data. And that data is also sold to companies that offer advertising and so on. So you are the product in every possible way. And your mental health is just the cost of doing business. That is a problem for you, not for them. They have internal studies showing that their platform harms mental health, particularly younger people. And they've buried those studies. They looked at the research that says, hey, this is destroying teenagers, and thought, yeah, have you seen the growth numbers? They're absolutely insane. Because changing that would hurt the profits. And profits are the only thing that matters. So they keep that comparison trap I was talking about earlier just baited with fresh content daily. They keep the notifications notifying you at a pace that would make a slot machine jealous. And we all keep getting more miserable, more anxious, and more depressed, and more disconnected from reality while being told we're more connected than ever, somehow. Look, I'm not gonna just stand here on my soapbox like some kind of digital wellness guru and tell you to delete all your social media and go live in the woods like the Unabomber or something. It's not realistic for most people, and honestly, there are generally some good things about these platforms. And that's when they're not actively trying to ruin it. Let's say, for instance, staying in touch with your old friends or organizing events or, you know, the Facebook Marketplace when people are asking you, is this still available? God, like why the f would I have it on there if it's not available? And these are legitimate uses of these platforms that bring value to people's lives. but these are not provided by the platform's, goodness of heart. So maybe be aware of that and turn off the notifications and reclaim some peace in your life. Maybe set some time limits so you don't accidentally scroll for 3 hours. These platforms are just not going to change. They're just way too profitable. They're printing money faster than the Federal Reserve, and the only thing you can control is shutting those notifications off. Anyways, thank you for watching this unhinged rant, and if you want more caffeine-induced rants, just drop a comment and let me know. I'm kind of new to this whole YouTube thing, so I am looking for ideas and inspirations and so on. Let me know how I'm doing and things I can improve. And if you made it this far without checking your phone, congratulations, you're a stronger person than most. So, shut this off and go outside for a bit. Unless you live in Chicago, then stay the outside. Anyways, I gotta go scroll on Instagram. Later. If you're wondering what setup I'm using, here, I'll show you. This thing. Yep. The Arri Alexa with a red prime lens.